Hey yo, I want to make a new table insert for me table saw, one of the zero clearance plates. Normally I make them the conventional way, just cut them out on the bandsaw and what have you. But anyway, I've made a few over a period, and this time I thought I'd have a go at using the CNC make one. So my idea is I've kind of created this in Carbide Create, and then it'll basically just cut it out, and that way I've got the file. I can make multiples if I want to. So what I've created is this design here. The idea is this tab here sits under the front. On the Dewalt one, there's two little tabs at the front here. I've made it like a solid tab all the way around. These holes here will be for the screw adjustments, for the height adjustments. I've got a finger tab there, and then this slot here is to put some kind of locking mechanism on it, so that keep it down basically, and not no chance of it flying off. What I'm making it out of is I've got some old oak flooring. The thickness that I want is around about 11-12 mil. These areas here where the adjustment tabs are 12 mil, so I'm thinking of making it round about 11 mil, and then I've got sort of a mil of adjustment if I want it to bring it up flush with the top of the table saw. If I go there, you can see what it is I've basically created. This is that lip that I was talking about at the front, the adjusting holes, the finger pull, and then the locking mechanism here. Like I say, it's going to be about 11 mil thick. So I was going to use some MDF again, as I've used in the past, but it's 9 mil, and because I'm putting this at the front end here, I've got to kind of cut out 8 mil of it. I'd be left with 1 mil. Anyway, my thinking is if I use 11 mil timber, then it gives a lip of 3 mil. So anyway, let's see where we go with it. I noticed as the wood was going through, it was struggling a little bit. So anyway, I cleaned up the surfaces, so polished them up a little bit with this polish as I use. It's like a non-silicone based furniture polish. And that sorted the problem out. I'll be honest, I tend to use it on a few things, my table saw, my band saw and what have you. It keeps everything pretty decent. Some people don't like the fact that you use a CNC for doing woodwork, but for me, it's just another tool that you can utilise, and certainly if you're making repetitive stuff, they certainly come in handy for that kind of thing. You say there's no skill involved in it, but I suppose the skill is involved in creating the program, the G-code to cut out whatever it is you want to create. I don't know, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know if you've got an opinion on it. First glance, it didn't turn out too bad at all. That lip turned out the way I wanted it to. I was a bit disappointed with the overall fit. It fit in the slot, no problem, and the tab did what I wanted it to. The only issue was the width of it could have done with being made just very slightly bigger, probably another mil. As you can see there's a little bit of play in it. But I'll correct that on the next one that I make. Right, this is the second one that I've made. And where the width is absolutely bang on now, it's still a bit of play in it, but that's what I want. I don't want too much though. I made the length another mil longer, and basically it's too long. I should have kept it at the original. It does go in, but it's tight. So what I'll do, I'll alter my drawing on the computer
and just knock 1 mil off that length, and then that'll be the finished product. For this one, I'm just going to sand a little bit off this edge here. Right, this here now fits in nice and snug, and that's kind of how I want it. So when you compare the first one as I did, the play in that, to the second one, I mean, that's a lot better, that is. Right, the next thing I want to do is make this locking mechanism for here. Basically just like an L-shaped piece. It'll kind of slide underneath this tab here. This is the kind of thing I'm thinking. I don't know whether the measurements are right, but we'll soon see. I'll make one to that size and see where it goes. So that's that working. Just basically glued a couple of strips up the side to allow it to move back and forth. So, and then the idea is you kind of just move forward, tighten up the screw. That's it, so the lock's done. What I want to do now is sort these levelling pins out. What I've got here now is some screws, and what I'm going to do is screw them through like you can see there, and then I'm just going to chop them off, and that should be able to give me a little bit of play for, it only 1 mil, 2 mil at the most, and that'll give me enough to be able to level up the throat plate with the surface of the table saw. Okay, I've sanded all these pins down now, more or less flush with the base, and hopefully they'll give me the adjustment as I want. That's it, perfect. Now obviously the hole's got to be cut in. Take the blade. Right, a bit of an update. I mean, obviously I've made this insert plate. Now, I forgot that when my blade is in its lowest position, it still protrudes higher. So when you try and set it in, it's obviously sitting, the plate is sitting up. So what I'm going to do is modify the drawing again. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the blade cut out in. I can use a smaller blade, and I've got a smaller blade, but the kerf of the blade isn't as thick as this. So I've seen where people route out the back end of the plate, and I don't really want to be doing that. So anyway, I'm going to modify the drawing, and I'm going to put a cut in. So I'm kind of on Mark III now, if you like. This is Mark III version with the slot cut in, which now is okay for me, for my blade. I made it longer to take the riving knife, but I'm going to have to adjust the riving knife. I don't know whether you can see on here where I've marked it, but I'm going to have cut a bit of it out, because when it's raising with the blade, it'll end up touching this back end. So what I didn't want to do, I didn't want to cut this back end out. So I shall take a little bit off the riving knife, and it should fit okay then. Right, that's it, all finished. All working. If I want another, I can just cut another one off now. If I decide I've got a thicker blade, I can just make the slot wider within the drawing. Let me know in the comments what you think about using a CNC and for woodwork. I mean, everybody's got their opinion on this, it seems. So let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.